Poor Maid fixed Billionaire suit for free. Next day, police arrived at her shop. Everyone thought she was in trouble, but the truth shocked the entire city. The morning sun rose slowly over the busy streets of Lagos, Nigeria. People rushed to work. Cars honked. Street sellers shouted prices. Life moved fast for everyone except Zara Okoye. Zara was a poor maid. She was only 28 years old, but life had already made her tired. Every day, she cleaned houses for rich families who barely noticed her. She wore the same faded dress again and again. Her hands were rough from hard work. But Zara had something special. She was kind, and she could sew. At the back of her small one-room home was a tiny corner with an old sewing machine. It did not look strong, but it worked. Zara had learned sewing from her late mother. Her mother always said, "Zara, even if you have nothing, help people. Kindness comes back." That morning, Zara was sweeping the front of the building where she worked as a maid. Suddenly, a black luxury car stopped near the gate. People nearby stopped and stared. A tall man stepped out. He wore an expensive suit, but something was wrong. The suit was torn, right across the sleeve. The man looked angry and frustrated. He checked his watch again and again. "Unbelievable," he muttered. "My most important meeting. And this happens." This man was Daniel Adeyemi, a billionaire, one of the richest businessmen in Africa. His name was known in New York and Washington. Investors respected him. Employees feared him. But right now he looked helpless. Daniel looked around. Annoyed, his driver whispered something to him. "Sir, there is no tailor nearby. We are already late." Daniel closed his eyes in anger. "This meeting decides $1 billion deal," he said. "I can't walk in like this." Zara had been watching quietly. She felt nervous. Rich people never talked to her. But she noticed the torn sleeve. And without thinking too much, she stepped forward. "Sir," she said softly. Daniel turned, surprised. He looked at her from head to toe. "Yes?" he asked coldly. I can fix it," Zara said, pointing gently at the torn suit. "If you want." Daniel laughed once. Not a happy laugh. "You?" he asked. "Do you even know how much this suit costs?" Zara lowered her eyes. "No, sir, but I know how to sew." Daniel looked at his watch again. He had no choice. "How long?" he asked. 10 minutes, Zara said. The driver whispered, "Sir, we have nothing to lose." Daniel sighed loudly. "Fine. But be quick." Zara ran inside her small room. She brought out her old sewing machine and a needle. Daniel looked around, uncomfortable. "This place," he said, disgusted. Zara did not reply. Her hands moved fast. Calm. Careful. She stitched the sleeve gently, making sure the thread matched the suit color. She focused like nothing else existed. After 10 minutes, she stepped back. "Done, sir." Daniel looked down. The tear was gone, perfectly fixed. He touched the sleeve, checked it closely. His eyes widened. "This is perfect," he said. Zara smiled softly. Daniel reached into his pocket and pulled out money. "Here," he said. "For your work." Zara shook her head. "No, sir." Daniel frowned. "What? You don't have to pay me," Zara said. "You looked worried." "I wanted to help." The billionaire stared at her. No one had ever refused his money before. "Why?" he asked slowly. Zara smiled again. "Because my mother taught me to help people, even if they are rich." For a moment Daniel said nothing. Then he nodded once. "Thank you," he said quietly. He got into the car and left. Zara watched the car disappear. She did not know who he really was. She did not know his name. She did not know what she had just started. The next morning, Zara was cleaning the same place when something happened. 2 police vehicles stopped in front of her shop. Uniformed officers stepped out. People gathered. Whispers filled the air. "Police! What did she do? Poor girl. She must be in trouble." An officer looked at Zara and said loudly, "Are you Zara Okoye?" Zara's heart dropped. "Yes, I am," she said, shaking. We need to talk to you, the officer said. People stared. Zara's hands trembled. She thought of the billionaire, the suit, the money she refused. Her heart raced. She whispered to herself, "What have I done?" Zara believed the police had come to arrest her. But what they said next would shock her, silence the crowd, and change her life forever. Zara Okoye stood frozen as the police officer waited for her answer. "Yes, I am Zara," she repeated, her voice shaking. The street had gone quiet. People who were passing by stopped walking. Neighbors leaned out of windows. Street sellers paused their shouting. Everyone wanted to see what the police wanted with the poor maid. One officer looked at her carefully. His face was serious, not angry. But that did not calm Zara's heart. "Please come with us," he said. Zara swallowed hard. "Sir, did I do something wrong?" she asked softly. The officer did not answer her question. "You will know soon," he said. Her knees felt weak. People began to whisper louder now. "I knew it. She must have stolen something. Poor people always get in trouble." Zara felt tears come into her eyes, but she did not cry. She wiped her hands on her faded dress and followed the officers. They did not put handcuffs on her. That confused her. She climbed into the back seat of the police car. It smelled of leather and metal. Her heart beat fast the entire ride. She kept thinking about yesterday, about the billionaire, about the suit, about refusing his money. "Did I offend him?" she whispered to herself. "Did he think I insulted him?" The car stopped in front of a large building downtown. It was not a police station. Zara's eyes widened. The building was tall, modern, and made of glass. Guards stood at the entrance. Big black cars were parked outside. The officer opened the door. "Come," he said. Zara stepped out slowly. People in suits walked past her without looking. She felt very small. Inside, the building was cold and quiet. The floor shined like a mirror. They entered an elevator. As it moved up, Zara felt dizzy. "Please," she said nervously. "Can you tell me why I am here?" The officer finally spoke. "You helped someone yesterday," he said. Zara's heart jumped. "So, I am in trouble?" she asked. The officer looked at her for a long second. "No," he said. "You are not." The elevator stopped. The doors opened. They walked into a large office. And there, standing near the window, was Daniel Adeyemi, the billionaire. He turned around slowly. Zara's breath caught in her throat. "It's him," she thought. "I knew it." She immediately bowed her head. "Sir, I'm sorry if I disrespected you," she said quickly. "I didn't mean to." Daniel raised his hand gently. "Zara," he said calmly. "Please don't be afraid." She looked up, confused. The police officers stepped aside. Daniel walked closer. He looked very different today. His suit was perfect. His face was calm, but his eyes were serious. "Do you remember me?" he asked. "Yes, sir," Zara nodded. "From yesterday." Daniel smiled slightly. "That suit you fixed," he said, touching his sleeve, "helped me close a very important deal." Zara blinked. "It did?" "Yes," Daniel said. "A deal worth millions." Zara did not know what to say. Daniel continued. "After the meeting, I kept thinking about you." Zara's heart pounded. "Thinking about me?" "Yes," he said. "Because when I offered you money, you refused." He looked directly at her. "No one has ever done that before." Zara lowered her eyes. "I didn't want to disrespect you, sir." Daniel shook his head. "You didn't disrespect me. You reminded me of something I had forgotten." He walked back to his desk and picked up a photo. It was a picture of an older woman. "My mother," Daniel said quietly. "She was poor too. She used to sew clothes for people. She helped others even when she had nothing." Zara felt her chest tighten. "She taught me kindness," Daniel continued. "But when I became rich, I forgot." He looked at Zara again. "Yesterday you fixed my suit for free," he said. "You helped me without asking who I was. That mattered." Zara felt tears roll down her cheeks now. "I only did what my mother taught me," she whispered. Daniel nodded. That is why I asked the police to bring you here. Zara's eyes widened in fear again. But don't worry, he added quickly. They are here for protection, not punishment. Daniel clapped his hands once. A woman in a suit entered the room with a file. Zara Okoye, Daniel said. Do you know how many poor girls like you get ignored every day? Zara nodded slowly. Yes, sir. I want to change that, Daniel said. He opened the file. I want to help you start a small sewing shop, he said. A clean place, new machines, training. Zara's mouth fell open. And me? She stammered. Sir, I'm just a maid. Daniel smiled. You are more than that. Zara shook her head in disbelief. But why me? She asked. Daniel answered softly. Because kindness should be rewarded, not with money only, but with opportunity. Zara fell to her knees. Please, sir, she cried. Thank you. Thank you so much. Daniel quickly helped her up. Stand, he said kindly. You don't kneel to kindness. The police officers smiled quietly. Daniel wasn't finished. There is one more thing, he said. Zara wiped her tears. Yes, sir? Daniel's face became serious again. Your kindness did not just fix my suit, he said. It exposed something dangerous. Zara frowned. Dangerous? Daniel nodded slowly. Someone has been using poor workers and hiding behind small businesses, he said. Your shop may be connected without you knowing. Zara felt fear return. So the police, she began. Yes, Daniel said. They came to protect you. Because once people find out you spoke to me, you may not be safe. Zara's hands shook. She had only wanted to help. And now, her life was changing again. Zara thought her kindness brought only blessings. But she was about to discover it had also placed her in serious danger. To see what secret the police uncover next. Zara Okoye felt her heart beating fast as she stood inside the tall glass building.
Danger.
That word echoed in her mind. She looked from Daniel Adeyemi to the police officers and back again. Sir, she said quietly. I don't understand. I only clean houses. I only sew small clothes. How can I be in danger? Daniel pulled a chair for her. Please sit, he said gently. Zara sat down slowly. Her hands were shaking. Daniel nodded to one of the officers. Inspector Musa Balagan. A calm man with kind eyes. Inspector Musa spoke slowly, making sure Zara could understand. Zara, he said. Sometimes bad people hide behind small places. They use poor shops to move illegal things, documents, money, even fake items. Most shop owners don't know. Zara's eyes widened. My shop, she whispered.
No.
I would never allow that. Inspector Musa nodded. We know. That's why you are not under arrest. Daniel leaned forward. Yesterday, he said. After my meeting, I ordered a background check on the area where I met you. Zara swallowed. And what did you find? She asked. Daniel took a deep breath. There have been reports of criminal groups using small tailoring and maid service shops to pass illegal documents. He said. Your area is one of them. Zara felt dizzy. But I don't do anything like that, she said quickly. I swear. Daniel raised his hand. I know. Your eyes don't lie. Zara began to cry softly. All my life, I have tried to be good, she said. I lost my parents early. I work hard. I help people. Why is trouble following me? Daniel stood up and walked to the window. For a long time, he said. I believed rich people were safe from trouble. I was wrong. He turned back to her. Kind people often face the hardest tests. Inspector Musa added. That is why we brought you here. To warn you. And to protect you. Zara wiped her tears. What will happen now? She asked. Daniel smiled reassuringly. Now, he said. We move you to a safe place. Zara's eyes widened again. Move me. Yes, Daniel said. A temporary place. Until the investigation is over. Zara thought about her small room. Her sewing machine. Her little corner of the world. I don't have much, she said softly. But that place is my home. Daniel nodded. And we will respect that. Nothing will be taken from you. He paused. But Zara, he continued. There is something else. Zara looked up. Yesterday, you helped me when I was under pressure, he said. Today, I want to help you grow. He opened another file. This is a training program, Daniel explained, for skilled workers. Sewing, fashion, design. Zara stared at the papers. For me? She asked again, still not believing. Yes, Daniel said firmly. You will learn, and later you will teach others. Zara's heart felt full and heavy at the same time. I don't know if I'm strong enough, she said honestly. Daniel smiled. You were strong enough to refuse a billionaire's money. That is strength. That afternoon, Zara was escorted by the police to a small, clean apartment on the edge of the city. It was not big, but it was safe. Inspector Musa gave her his card. If anything feels wrong, he said, call me. Zara nodded. That night, she sat on the bed and held her old sewing needle. She thought about her mother. She whispered, Mama, I hope I am doing the right thing. The next few days were strange. Zara attended classes during the day. She learned about patterns, fabrics, and designs. People treated her with respect. But at night, fear returned. She noticed a man standing across the street once. Another time, she felt someone was following her. One evening, she received a strange message on her phone. Stay quiet. Forget the billionaire, or you will regret it. Zara's hands trembled. She immediately called Inspector Musa. You did the right thing, he said calmly. Do not reply. We are watching. Zara lay awake all night. She realized something important. Kindness had opened a door, but behind that door were dangers she had never imagined. The next morning, Daniel visited the training center. How are you holding up? He asked. Zara hesitated, then showed him the message. Daniel's face hardened. They are scared, he said. That means we are close. Zara looked at him. Close to what? To the truth, Daniel replied. He placed a hand over his heart. Zara, he said, I won't let anything happen to you. This is my responsibility. Zara felt something she had not felt in years. Safety, trust. But as they spoke, somewhere in the city, a group of men sat in a dark room. One of them held Zara's photo. She knows too much, a voice said. Another voice replied coldly, then we silence her. And Zara had no idea how close the danger really was. Zara's kindness had exposed a hidden crime network, and now powerful people wanted her gone forever. How Zara faces the greatest danger of her life. Part 4. Zara Okoye woke up before sunrise. Her heart was heavy, and sleep had not been kind to her. Every small sound made her open her eyes. The ticking clock, a car passing outside, footsteps in the hallway. She sat up on the bed and held her sewing needle tightly, like it could protect her. Be strong, she whispered to herself. Mama always said fear should not stop kindness. She slowly got ready and went to the training center, just like every other day. She did not want fear to control her life. But today felt different. As Zara walked into the building, she noticed 2 police officers standing near the entrance. They nodded at her. That made her feel a little safer. Inside, students were learning how to cut fabric and draw designs. Zara sat at her sewing machine and began to work, but her hands were shaking. She remembered the message again. Stay quiet. Forget the billionaire, or you will regret it. Zara swallowed hard. At lunchtime, Inspector Musa Balagan arrived. Zara, he said softly, we need to talk. They stepped into a quiet office. Inspector Musa closed the door. We are very close now, he said. The people behind this illegal network are getting nervous. Zara felt cold. What does that mean for me? It means they may try something, he said honestly. That is why we need your help. Zara's eyes widened. My help? Yes, Inspector Musa said. Yesterday you worked in that small shop for years. You noticed things others ignored. Zara thought for a moment. There were men who came late at night, she said slowly. They never asked for clothes. They only dropped envelopes. Inspector Musa nodded. That matches what we found. Zara continued, her voice shaking. Sometimes they hid papers inside fabric rolls. I thought it was nothing. Inspector Musa wrote quickly. You did the right thing by telling us, he said. This information is very important. Zara lowered her head. I never wanted trouble. I know. Inspector Musa replied gently. But sometimes, good people become part of big changes. That afternoon, Daniel Adeyemi arrived. He looked serious. I heard about the threats, he said. Zara, if you want to step away from this, I will understand. Zara looked at him carefully. Sir, she said. You once said kindness should be rewarded with opportunity. Daniel nodded. I want that opportunity to help others, Zara continued. If my silence allows bad people to hurt more poor workers, I don't want to be silent. Daniel's eyes softened. You are braver than many rich men I know, he said. That night a plan was made. The police would use Zara's old shop as bait. Hidden cameras would be placed. Officers would watch from a distance. Zara would not be alone. Still, fear sat in her chest like a heavy stone. Late in the evening, Zara sat in her apartment praying quietly. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Her heart jumped. She did not move. Another knock. Zara. A voice whispered, Open the door. It was not a police officer. Zara's hands trembled. She remembered Inspector Musa's words. Do not open for anyone. She stayed silent. The knocking became louder. Open the door. The voice said again, angry now. Zara stepped back. Then sirens filled the air. Police cars rushed in. The knocking stopped. Footsteps ran away. Zara fell to the floor and cried. Minutes later, Inspector Musa entered with officers. You are safe, he said. They tried to scare you, he continued. But now we know who they are. The next day, Zara returned to the old shop with hidden cameras installed. She sat quietly, pretending to work. Hours passed. Just when she thought no one would come, two men entered. They looked around carefully. One of them placed a thick envelope on the table. Zara's heart pounded, but she stayed calm. She pretended to sew. The men left quickly. Moments later, police officers moved in. They arrested the men outside. Inside the envelope were illegal documents. The evidence was complete. That night, news spread fast. A criminal group using poor workers as cover had been exposed. People were shocked. Reporters asked one question again and again. How did this start? The answer was simple. A poor maid fixed a billionaire's suit for free. Zara watched the news from her apartment. She felt proud but also tired. Daniel visited her later that evening. It's almost over, he said. Zara smiled weakly. I just wanted to help someone one day. Daniel nodded. And you ended up helping many. But as they spoke, a phone rang. Inspector Musa answered. His face changed. What is it? Daniel asked. Inspector Musa looked at Zara seriously. One person escaped, he said. The leader. Zara's heart sank. Inspector Musa continued. And he is very angry. Outside, somewhere in the city, a man watched Zara's picture on a phone. She ruined everything, he said coldly. She will pay. Zara did not know it yet, but the most dangerous moment of her life was still ahead. Zara helped the police expose a powerful crime network, but the most dangerous man was still free and coming for her. The city felt strangely quiet that night. Too quiet. Zara Okoye sat on the edge of her bed, holding her phone tightly. After Inspector Musa's warning, sleep refused to come. Her mind kept repeating the same thought again and again. One man escaped, and he is angry. She stood up and walked to the small window. The streetlight outside flickered softly. Everything looked normal, but Zara had learned that danger does not always look loud. She whispered a prayer. God, please protect me. I only wanted to do good. Across the city, Daniel Adeyemi sat in his office, staring at the skyline. For the first time in years, money could not calm his heart. He kept thinking about Zara, the poor maid who refused his money and stood up to fear. He picked up his phone and called Inspector Musa. "Double the security," Daniel said firmly. "No mistakes." Inspector Musa replied, "Already done. But we need one last step." "What step?" Daniel asked. "We need Zara's courage one more time," the inspector said. The next morning, Zara was escorted to a safe government building. Cameras, guards, and officers were everywhere. Inspector Musa explained the plan carefully, using simple words so Zara could understand. "The man who escaped," he said. "His name is Victor Kalu. He believes fear controls people. If you speak publicly today, he will panic. He will make a mistake." Zara's hands trembled. "You want me to speak on TV?" Inspector Musa nodded. "Yes, we will protect you." Zara looked at Daniel. He spoke gently. "Zara, you don't have to do this. You've already done enough." Zara took a deep breath. She remembered her mother's voice. "Kindness comes back." "I will speak," Zara said softly. "If my words can protect other poor workers, I will not stay silent." That afternoon, cameras turned on. Zara stood in front of reporters. Her simple dress looked small among the bright lights, but her heart was strong. "My name is Zara Okoye," she said slowly. "I am a maid. I am a sewer. I am not powerful." People leaned in. "I helped a man fix his suit for free," she continued. "I did not know he was a billionaire. I only saw a human in trouble." Daniel watched from another room, his eyes full of respect. Zara went on. "Bad people tried to use poor shops to hide crimes. Many workers did not know. Fear kept them silent." She paused, then said clearly, "Fear should not be stronger than kindness." The speech went viral within minutes. And just like Inspector Musa predicted, Victor Kalu panicked. He tried to flee the country that same night, but he never made it. At the airport, police surrounded him. As officers placed handcuffs on his wrists, Victor shouted angrily, "It was just a poor girl. How did she ruin everything?" Inspector Musa answered calmly, "Because kindness is stronger than crime." The news spread fast. The criminal network was fully destroyed. Workers were protected. Justice was served. When Zara heard the news, she fell to her knees and cried. Not from fear, but from relief. "It's over," she whispered. Daniel visited her that evening. "You were incredible," he said. Zara smiled softly. "I was just honest." Weeks passed. Zara's life changed, but she did not forget who she was. With Daniel's support, she opened a small sewing center for maids and poor women. Not a fancy place, just clean machines, safe walls, and hope. She taught others what her mother taught her. "Help when you can," she told them. "Kindness brings light." One day, Daniel visited the center quietly. He watched Zara teach a young girl how to sew. "She reminds me of you," Daniel said. Zara smiled. "Then she will be strong." Daniel cleared his throat. "Zara, I want to ask you something." "Yes," she said. "I am starting a foundation," Daniel said, "for poor workers, for safety and training." Zara looked surprised. "And I want you," he continued, "to lead it." Zara's eyes filled with tears. "Me?" she asked. "Yes," Daniel smiled, "because money can build buildings, but kindness builds people." Years later, people would tell the story again and again. About a poor maid, about a torn suit, about police cars, about fear, but most importantly about kindness. Zara Okoye never became rich, but she became something greater. She became proof that a simple good act can change many lives. And Daniel Adeyemi? He became rich in a way money could never buy. A poor maid fixed a billionaire's suit for free, and reminded the world that kindness is the greatest power of all.